Start a faceless channel, learn prompt engineering, or build an AI side hustle. But is any of this advice really going to make you rich? I've spent a decade in AI, building it, breaking it, and learning what really works. So today I'll be calling BS on all of the bad advice.
And I'll be keeping us human as we go up in the AI.
I'm James.
I'm Tanya, and welcome to Up in the AI. Right, let's get into it. So, influencers promoting different ways that you can get into AI, but is it BS? Is it going to generate the ROI that you're looking for?
Mhm.
I'm going to jump in. Number one. Interesting one. Start using ChatGPT for daily tasks. So the idea behind this is that influencers are overwhelmingly suggest beginning with ChatGPT as the tool to use to do everyday tasks like writing emails, brainstorming ideas, summarizing your documents, and answering like general questions. But is it the tool we want to use, and is that going to actually generate ROI for you? What do you think?
I think as a beginner, it's probably the tool you want to start with. It's really got everything in the ecosystem you could ever want for. And there's definitely, you could go niche if you're a content marketer. We've talked about it before. I love Claude for all of that. But yeah, if you're getting started, ChatGPT is the way. Is it going to make you money? Well, I suppose that depends on if you're already making money in some sort of business prior to this, because just using ChatGPT without a proper business model isn't actually going to make you. Could you sell these services helping people use ChatGPT? Yes, as training. Yeah, definitely corporate training could make you money. But having sold this kind of thing myself, there is this expectation that you have a certain amount of years of experience in AI before real customers will pay anything significant. So I would say probably not the best place to make money, but definitely the best place to get started in AI.
I'm all for this one. Like, well, I've experienced it firsthand, like how much it's been able to support me in getting more things done in a
Mhm.
short amount of time. And
Yeah.
that, like, yeah, the impact that that's had as a single mum, juggling the toddler and still wanting to, like, get your business done is really helpful. Outside of just making money, because I think it's also important to really talk about like analyzing it from like a return on investment point of view, not just the revenue generating. What would you say? Would you say that ChatGPT will give you that ROI?
Well, this is the thing. I think too many people allude to the fact that just using AI is somehow going to magically make you money. Like, there has to be a rhyme or reason to what you're doing. You have to have some understanding of business. And the problem is that most people go to ChatGPT and, for instance, they'll start typing, how do I make money with AI? And they'll come up, ChatGPT will come up with all of these fantastic ideas.
Yeah.
One of them might be, marketing. You can sell marketing strategies. But the truth is, you do not know marketing. You've got no experience with marketing. You have no idea whether what ChatGPT is saying is right or wrong. And you have no way of making the strategy better, talking back and forward with ChatGPT. So I think it's a bit of a stretch to say just learning ChatGPT is suddenly going to make you a load of money. It's not. You have to have a real plan.
Hmm.
In our Make Money with AI course in our school community, we've got that mega prompt, right? And prior to getting to that stage, the course gets you to talk to ChatGPT, starts talking about, okay, what's your past experience?
Hmm.
What are your passions? This then triggers the deep research to go and have a look at matching up those strategies, the past experience, with real opportunities in the market. And then it takes that into the mega prompt and actually looks at the demand, the ICP, and all of that. Like that bit, it can't just be done unless you know what you're doing. You can use a course like ours, of course, but it's not just going to suddenly produce you with money. Like there's real work that has to be done.
Okay. So we're saying I think there's a good pattern forming here, which I like, but we'll keep going because I think, we can recap on a few things. So another way for Well, another influence promoted way to earn money with AI is to learn prompt engineering. I know you and I have talked about this. We've
Hmm.
had difference of opinion in terms of like, I come from the point of view where I think that this could be a valuable skill that could be used to make money. Well, I remember you not being so keen. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do anything in AI, you have to know prompt engineering. Like that's just full stop. If you want to create automations using N8N, you have to know how to do one-shot prompts inside of the AI models. If you want to help people, if you want to train people, you have to know how to prompt because that's one of the first things everyone asks. So it's definitely a fundamental skill. By having this skill, could you make money? Yeah, I think on the training side and on things like GBTs, there is a window for that, yes. Is it the easiest way to make money? Ah, I mean, it's just a fundamental skill that is required for AI rather than a money-making venture, I think. I think
Yeah.
just knowing prompt engineering, much like just using ChatGPT, is not a sure way of making money.
Okay. And so I've seen numbers or numerous courses out there, like from online universities and credible and some I've never heard of before, saying that pay us this amount of money, we will teach you and give you a certificate in prompt engineering. It's ranging on price here. Would you say that's the way to go about it? Or if you were to do it this way, if you were to go in to learn prompt engineering as a skill, what would you do? Would you go in to do one of these courses?
I'm a bit disenfranchised with learning and courses like this in general. I mean, yeah, pure and simple, there's enough information in our free community that you don't need to go pay to learn prompt engineering. What you'll find is in AI is there are so many different aspects of AI, different functions, different platforms, and so on. They all have different nuances when it comes to prompt engineering. The only real way to get good at it is to do it.
Yeah.
I think if you're a company and you want to train your staff in general prompt engineering to make them more efficient,
Hmm.
that's a good thing to do. It's a good you should have an educational budget, and it's a good thing to spend money on. But as an individual that's looking, to make money themselves, the only reason you would pay for a course is if you are time poor, already with a very busy business, and prompt engineering is going to be key to your efficiency. If you're a solopreneur or you're not yet even launched a business, I think that just getting stuck in to a niche or a particular function or a particular platform will be much more valuable to you than going through one of these courses. Many of them are actually just crap. Overly complicated prompt engineering is not actually going to help.
And what do you say? Because I agree with you in the sense that I don't, especially in this field. I think the education system, there's no way that they can stay on top of it and keep it relevant and up to date. Like the cogs turn way too slow, unless it's academy like that can make quick decisions and update things, and they're using teachers who are living it and doing it in the real world themselves. I agree with you on that. What would you say, like, so if you the credibility of having something, on your LinkedIn profile or in your business bio saying like, I have an accreditation in doing this. So like I come with a recognized skill, right? Not
Mm.
just self-taught. Do you think there's any value in that? Or what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean,
In
to
the
an
way that maybe you
extent,
could charge more, maybe, for your services?
no, I don't think.
People would
I think
perceive.
it won't justify you to charge more. It will open more doors. So obviously, that at Engine we specialize in sales. So this is a great bit of credibility for your pre-sales. Maybe it's going to be a factor that leads into conversion. It'll definitely help you get more people onto a call. But in the end, you sell people on a combination of yourself, the rapport that you build, and the proof that you have, and the value of the deliverables you're going to provide. In truth, it might notch some of the conversion percentages up slightly, but not significantly enough to justify, crazy course price. And
Yeah.
to be honest, I can give you a crash course right now. All you need to know about prompt engineering is treat AI like an over ambitious intern. It's got all of the resources in the world, but no real direction, doesn't know how to do anything. So you need to give it context. You need to give it explicit instructions of what you want it to do. What
Mm.
does good look like? Give it examples. Tell it the persona you want to be. If you do that, you will get good results. And as you do it more and more, you'll realize, okay, I missed something, or the AI missed something here in this answer. So what do I need to do with that prompt to make sure that the next time I get the full answer I want without the back and forward? That's all prompt engineering is. You know, you can have a look at the frameworks, like the RTF framework is one that I do teach as a basic, but you know, and you'll see that from the handout that we provide in the community for beginners. It's one of the prompt frameworks. So if you want that, jump into our school community, and you'll find the beginner's guide, the beginner's playbook. But to be honest, that's it. There's no need for multiple sessions. You've got the concept. Now go and start applying it.
Perfect. A couple of things there. So document what you do, right? With the prompts, you want to make sure that you're building like, yeah,
Prompt library.
yeah, 100%. Because I know people that don't do that. And so that's why I just thought I'd throw that, mention it. But going back to the accreditation and helping you get more business,
Mm,
we did an episode on this about personal brand and
mm.
how important it is for everyone who's looking to do something is to start building that personal brand. It's absolutely key because you're right. Like without a list of university degrees or courses that you can just say like, oh, look, I come with all this. If that's not something that you have, then your personal brand is that, and you want to be showing people regularly, daily, that you're in it, living it, doing it, and succeeding in it. So I just, yeah, that definitely came to mind as something that people want to think about. If you're not doing it, do it. Start doing it now. Build
Yeah.
your personal brand. Mm. Okay, so this is really interesting, okay? Because I would say it's still sitting on my idea shelf as something that, for some level of curiosity, I want to see if I can do it. Um, and of course, coming from a point of view where I've been very shy on social media and, going out there and, as I've just talked about, building a personal brand, creating an AI generated faceless content. So starting a TikTok, or YouTube channel, and you're not in it, but you are promoting something, selling something. I guess it's like, that marketing, what do you call it? Affiliate marketing type thing.
Mm.
What do you think about this? 'Cause I would love to have something like that working, but I feel like it would be a lot of work. I don't think it would be easy. And I don't know, do people buy from this stuff? Like, or, we get told so often that having your face and building that rapport and that trust with your community is so vital. And yet then you can go and do this without that and you can make money. It
Yeah.
doesn't seem to like, I don't know, I can't put them together. What do you think?
I think this is a top 1% scenario. The top 1% that do this will not just make money, they'll make a shed load of money. And that's why it's so popular. If you can get it right, if you can get the tone right, the content right, you hit a niche,
Hmm.
and you provide real value at the start. Like I know this from a few people in a community that I'm part of that do it. At the start is really hard because it's not as simple as set up the system and go. You also have to know a bit about marketing. You have to know what's going to resonate on YouTube, for instance, if that's the platform that we're going for. You have to know what are the hooks. You have to give the AI a load of context of what's been working.
Mm.
And you need to monitor it. And often that means that the first load of videos aren't right. Sometimes you'll publish them, sometimes you won't. But I actually think, all in all, for the average person, it's
Hmm.
easier to just do a selfie video and talk to the camera. There's more rapport when it feels like you're looking into their eyes,
Yeah.
and it's easier. People are more understanding of the issues and the errors that happen
Yeah.
when
The
you live.
humanity of it.
Exactly.
Yeah. But this also, like this is AI generated faceless content. This is coming with an understanding of how to use AI to generate content, images, video, that in my experience, I mean, AI's come a long way, but getting that right to look good, I think comes with some experience too and understanding a skill set. Um, what do you
I
think
would
about
say
that?
the ones I've seen succeed at this have usually had some prior success in social media. And there are now. It used to be that it was like you had to use Make or NA10 to do it. Now there are platforms that can do it from start to finish for you. But like anything in AI, these platforms are built and they're a little bit generic. So if you want real personalization, you kind of still do need to get your hands dirty and go into the real platforms like NA10, the ones where you have real control over the models and the prompts and so on.
Mm. And I feel like also volume for me, and this seems to be absolutely key. Like it's not about creating, one very creative video. It's pumping out hundreds. I have this picture in my mind, the ones that are killing it and doing well, there's like a full team sitting behind it, just working to post and post and post and post and repost. That's what I have in my mind, but I don't see that this is, I think it's like a volume wins type scenario.
Now, I would say that on average, the faceless videos, at least where they start, the ones that are successful, they're just one person. They're just one smart person that knows enough about AI, prompt engineering, some sort of automation platform, and marketing to put it all together. They see an opportunity in a niche. Like everyone is now trying to do AI to talk about AI, but that's just been done. But
Mm,
it's the people that come up with these crazy things, like the one where you have like the young and the old version AI
mhm,
generated video, or you have like I've seen the one with the presidents walking, and then there's like some superhuman version of the presidents walking behind. Like these get insane traction, right? And then it's a matter of how do you use the audience that you've just built. So sometimes it's not, okay, faceless forever. It's just like, how can we do these viral things to bring people in? Some people sell AI services off the back of that, which I think is smart. Because if they
uh-huh,
create a video of that quality, push it out on TikTok, get millions of views, why can't they teach it? Why can't they run social media for other people? Why can't they do
mm,
ads? So there is definitely ways to make money, but this is not a hack. Like, this is not something that somebody can just dive into and then 7 days later they're, instant millionaire or something like that. It's most of the things that I'm sure we're going to cover today. They have a caveat, even if they are good opportunities, they have a caveat of you need some prior experience, or it's going to take time and effort. It's going to take learning, and this is just a perfect example of that. There is
yeah.
money to be made, but it's not as easy as everyone makes out.
Hmm. Yes, I'm agreeing with you. I think there's going to be some patterns forming. Okay, jumping into the next one. So, build an AI automation agency. This to me seems like it would be one of the hardest ones to do. Like, there's a ton of other things you could do first. But what do you think? You know?
Well, this is the path that I went. I mean, this is undeniably the best way to make money
Hmm.
because SaaS is the most scalable way to make money. I don't know whether SaaS is on the list, but that's the most scalable way to make money. But it's also the hardest to get that initial traction. With an AI automations agency, I think the mistake that people make, the mistake that I made is trying to do everything for everyone in the beginning, and then it's really hard to market yourself. If you've got, like what we teach in the AI orchestrator program, if you've got prior industry knowledge, yeah, and you have or you can apply AI into that industry and have some sort of quantifiable ROI, you start by really being a consultant. You just go out there and it's like, okay, I'm going to show you how I saved X amount of time. I'm going to show you how I made X amount of money, right? And then from there, you can build it into something that's more of a done for you service. So I'll set that up for you. Then you can hire, and then you become an agency. It's, I think, I think it's the best route. Again, it involves time and effort. But if you bring that past experience, you get ahead of the crowd. Just don't try and do something that you've got no experience with, because that'll just be essentially starting from scratch.
Yeah. Okay. And it's got the examples here like using platforms like Make, NAN, or to even put Zapier. And I know that you've shared this advice before, like if that's something you're doing and talking specifically about what influencers are promoting, and often it's these very complicated workflows, right? Like these huge, ginormous, like, wow. But actually, the best thing you can do is once you've taken something that you've got experience in and think I can apply AI to this, start super simple, right? Start with something very, very, very simple simple but effective that it can actually make quite a big difference for someone in their business. So I just wanted to add that in there because I think that that's if someone's wanting to do that, don't fall down the rabbit hole of going, oh, I really need to think something like super complex to make it look super amazing. You don't.
I mean,
No.
these influencers, they tend to create. I actually think that this strategy is no longer working. But when they were doing it, they were doing it for the entertainment, right? Like, look how amazing this is, and people who are interested are listening all the way through. They're getting thousands of views. Mm, if you've got experience, work out, what's a great prompt, what's a great GBT. That's again back to what we do as our little beginner's playbook.
Hmm.
Own yourself with a GBT, or create a GBT for a specific function. When you've solved that for yourself and what you do in your industry, it's quite easy to sell that to someone else. And you do it as value-based selling, like what is the return? And then you can work out, how much to sell it for. And then um, moving into things like Zapier and N8N and Make.com, um, yeah, just do it yourself first. If there's a way to connect a couple of systems that are often used in your industry, then do that for yourself. Make sure it works. Work out the ins and outs of that platform, and then sell that service on. It might be something that you sell for $1,000, $2,000, or $3,000, but if this is all about productizing, something you do over and over again, then it makes it
Yep.
easier
To scale.
and quick. Yeah, exactly.
100%. Um, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. I was just excited to move on to the next one because I've seen something here. Like I feel like it's a bit of a duplication, but using AI for image generation to create like marketing assets, social media content, and it's given an example of AI influencer personas. Now, I just want to get clear on this because I'm confused. AI influencer personas, is that the same as the faceless, AI generated faceless content that we were talking about, a little while ago? Is that the same thing? Well, I can't hear you anymore. You're muted.
There we go. Sorry. Um, I think there's a few things here. There's the avatar, which is cloning yourself using a combination of 11 Labs and HeyGen and whatever else. And
But that to look and sound like
yes,
me, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Is that
Hmm.
faceless or is that not faceless? I mean, that's a weird one, isn't it? Because it is your face, but you're not in front of the camera. So it's kind of like a gray area.
Yeah.
But the initial description of what you said, I actually think is a nice entry point to make money. But the window on this one is closing. So people need marketing collateral. People need carousels and statics and things to improve their social media posting. And typically they would hire graphic designers. If you're good on, like Sora or Ideogram, or actually Nano Banana, Google is incredible now. It can create full infographics with perfect text. Like, yeah, that's actually something that does not take a lot of time and effort to learn.
Hmm.
The software is at a point where you can actually get a really good output. And to sell it, all you need to do is go find some people that are posting often on social media, go create a version you think would look better than what they're already doing, give it to them for free and say, hey, look, what about this? How about you pay me a retainer and I'll produce, 5 posts a week? Like that is really easy. Like,
Yeah.
and it doesn't require, we're talking about prompt engineering. You just need to know how to prompt the one image tool you're using. You need to know the ins and outs of prompt engineering and be the best prompt engineer. You just need to know. I remember when I started on Midjourney, there was like a special code that you would put at the end that would dictate the quality and the type. That isn't even necessary anymore. You go to Ideogram, it's got all of these buttons. If
Mm.
you want an illustration, what size do you want? Like, it's got auto prompting. So you can put something in and it improves the prompt through meta prompting that's inbuilt into the platform. Like, really? Like, it's not that hard anymore.
Yep. And something you said there about giving it for free, I want to talk about this because, in fact, you never really know what's happening. Like, you never really know what's happening behind the scenes and where the money's coming from with, these influencers. It seems to be, and they're portraying it as that there are people out there with skill set in like photography, like video, doing kind of ads for restaurants and whoever, whatever, and they go in, they'll do it for free, but they're making their money through the views through sharing the content on YouTube. So they're giving all their services away for free ultimately and generating income back through engagement and viewership on their social media channels.
But that's not what I meant. I
No,
meant,
no, I know that. This is a separate point that I was just
oh,
bringing
okay.
into it.
All right. Sorry.
As but I also feel like it leans into what we're talking about here about influence purporting these are ways that you can go out there and make a ton of money by doing that. And I just want to get your thoughts on it.
So, yeah, I mean, there's definitely ways to make money by posting stuff and getting viewership on YouTube, right? It's really YouTube because you're getting paid through the ads that are run on your channel. In fact, there's a great school community called, I think, Get Rich with YouTube, by James Ewens, who's a massive YouTube creator. And he shows how he's done it. And, he's only like 24 and he's exceptionally successful at it. Um, you can do it. I think it takes a lot of time and commitment. I think if you're a born entertainer, you like being in front of the camera, or you like setting up these. So that goes back to the first point about faceless channels. Like, yeah, you can definitely do it, and it can definitely make you money. But it's going to take you time to work out what works. You have to
Hmm.
get that traction. Like, that's it, and you can't just wait to go viral. You've got to get posting consistency. The way that YouTube works is, once your channel starts getting traction, that'll pull up all of your other videos that are on there. You can, if you've posted something that worked, like, you can still get traction on something that's a year old.
Yeah, 100%. Okay. Like, as we've been saying, patterns are forming. Uh, and I think we haven't mentioned it in this one, but we've mentioned it before, as well as having experience in something and leaning into that rather than going for something completely new. Also, it's got to be something that you enjoy, like anything really. If you want to do it long term, and if you want to, I wouldn't say do it well, but I think if you want to enjoy the time that you're putting into something and it's going to take time, you want to have a bit of fun with it too. So choose something that you actually are interested in. I remember seeing a guy who I thought was quite clever, really, doing very well. Like he's got great hair, but he clearly didn't want his face involved in the whole promotion of these different hair care products, and he was like rating them and doing this. So he wears like this mask. It looks a bit ghoulish, but after a while, like clearly people don't care. They just like the hair bit because his hair's so awesome. So he like does those reviews with it, and I thought that's really clever. So he obviously
Yeah, I mean, he's
worked
got to
with
be
what he
remembered,
had.
isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. And he still keeps his anonymity, which clearly he likes. Now we're getting some repetition here. So, um, create virtual AI influencers. It's actually pulled this out and put it as its standalone, go make money. And it had obviously added it to something else as well. So we've already talked about that. Is there anything else you want to? Yeah, I mean, it says low value, high distraction on here in terms of its rating. I would agree with that. Hmm. Um, this one, I'm confused, and I left it in because I thought, yeah, maybe I'm missing something here, and I was like, this is maybe I'll ask James. Take AI productivity courses like Google or Coursera and make money. Complete structured courses, learn how to maximize your productivity with AI tools.
Well, this is, again, yeah, repetition, isn't it? It's like, that only works if you're already doing something that makes money. It will help you make more money. It's not going to
Yeah,
help you make money from scratch. Also, we're just
no.
going to enter that pyramid scheme of somebody's selling a course. I'm going to take that course and then sell my version of that course. And then somebody's going to do the same thing. And I really don't like that digital product
Mm.
bullshit.
Yeah. And the way I do see this possibly having, like you said, if you were to go to do like that one to many training that you were talking about, like in like if a company wanted you to go in and teach how to do prompting to, a team, having that accreditation or certificates of those courses behind you gives the company probably a bit more assurance that they're bringing in someone with skill set, right? The right skill set. So I can see it being worthwhile in that sense. Ooh, I like this one. Yay. I think you're going to like it too. Use AI for coding, vibe coding as an example.
Yeah, this is
Or,
a
yeah,
go on.
building things, building apps,
Yeah, building it.
building things like that and tools.
So this is a definite way to make money, 100%. The easiest version of this is to build websites. So I was actually talking to somebody today who's a WordPress developer, introduced them to Lovable,
Hmm.
and asked her, how long does it take you to create a website? She said about 20 hours on WordPress. I thought, well, actually, that's quite fast, doing it all from scratch. But 4 or 5 pages, with a blog, that's actually really easy to do in Lovable. Especially if you get your prompt right in the beginning. If
Hmm.
you can, and I've got a GBT for this, that's like helps you create a one-shot prompt for Lovable so that you get set off in the right track.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, you can spin up websites in minutes and refine them in hours. And by the end of a day, you can have like a fully functional website, and you can use AI to generate the content and smash out loads of duplicates of a particular page style, and it's just so much faster
yeah,
than traditional means.
yeah,
So I think websites, 100%, you can do that, and you don't need a lot of training. You just need a bit of an eye for detail, bit of an eye for design. But I mean, there's sites like All Wards,
yeah,
which has a few W's in it, and yeah, you can go and see the inspiration. Then you can go click through onto the site. You can either take screenshots, or you can literally copy the URL and give it to the AI.
yeah,
There's also amazing marketplaces like 21st Century Dev,
yeah.
where you can go copy components and get the prompts for those components, stick them in. So not only does the AI do the work, you can also use these other tools to supplement it. And you can sell those websites for the same as what WordPress developers are, 5, 10, 15,000, depending on the complexity. When it comes to apps, um, as a app developer, you can definitely use it for prototyping to show how, like literally replacing graphic design and like Figma to show how something's going to work.
Hmm.
You can even do it as a very, very lean MVP. But what you have to remember is that AI produces quite bloated code. It's not very good at back end at the moment. Although Opus 4.5 just launched, so it's November 28th as of this recording, and it's just launched and it is amazing. So I can see that it's probably much better at back end than the previous models that I've used. Um, and you can definitely use this to launch your own application. If you have a great idea, the world is now open to new ideas, new software. You can get something out quickly, show it to an investor, or you can get it out quickly, get a few beta customers on, justify the model before spending any real money on development, for sure. But so there's loads of ways, 100%. And I know a few people that are not tech savvy at all. They're never coded, but are actually vibe coding. One guy used to work with, he's got a packaging company. He's built himself like a whole, like using Cursor, like a whole Kanban board, lead sales system with customer management and fulfillment. Like it's incredible.
Mm.
And another marketeer that's built this system for just collecting and visualizing data. I've seen him do
Wow.
it before on Google Studio. I think it's called
Yep.
Studio, Looker Studio, whatever it was. And now he's just used AI, and it's 10 times better.
I'm really glad you mentioned, okay, because I was going to ask a question around, level of skill set required. And we've talked about this at length, I think, in another podcast episode. I think that's worth people to know. And also, I've got a couple of things here. Like on the app side of it, I was completely under the, you go into the app store and it's just like, there's just so much, right? There's so much, so many apps. And it feels like there's only like the top few that do well. But then I was reminded, not to have that closed mindset, that there was a young kid that developed an app for a health app. I can't remember exactly what it did, but and yeah, he took something which I think was very simple and he made an app that a lot of people want. So definitely go for it. Back to the websites.
But can I say one thing on the mobile apps? I don't
Yeah.
think AI is at a point to create mobile apps yet.
Okay.
It can be done, but I think you really do need to have past experience on what, like if you're doing React or a native mobile app, you need to know what that code is, because it's just so likely that AI will go wrong at some point.
Okay. Do you see it changing? Like, when do you see that maybe shifting so that it will become more
Next couple of
involved?
years, maybe the next year, um, maybe we'll have a podcast November 2026 and we'll ask that question. It may well be that we're at the stage where no, just a random person can literally prompt a mobile app and the code is good. So I've got a dev agency, as you know, a few different businesses in this being talked about in this podcast. But I obviously don't do much in it these days. Run by my business partner, who's a solutions architect. I do a bit of vibe coding for him on the front end because I used to be a graphic designer. I'm a product expert.
Right.
So the easiest way for me now to visualize front end experiences is to vibe code it. But I'm like, oh, really excited. How is it? Can you use it? Is it great? And nearly every time it's like, yeah, it looks great, but we're going to have to recode most of it. So that's the truth. If you want something that's actually going to scale,
Yeah.
you need somebody with real coding experience. So you can get a prototype out there. You can actually take money, but you just have to know that you've got to, there's got to be a point where the concept is justified and you need to build it properly. It's going to be like a house of cards.
Yeah, I've got you. And so, is there an opportunity in there somewhere if we're seeing something that's potentially going to be, well, it's going to be coming on and potentially quite a popular thing? Like, do you see
Mm.
app creation declining or increasing in the years to come? Do you think it's something that people are going to still want to be doing?
My view is that, okay, next couple of years, I think there's like a 2-year window for most things with AI where the average person doesn't really know how it works, doesn't really know the potential. So there's huge opportunity to do things with AI. In a year plus, I think coding will be that good that the average or especially the entry developer is just not going to be needed. You're going to have like solutions architects or heads of development that are going to be just using AI instead of having a team of developers. Um, but in the slightly longer term, I just don't really see SaaS surviving. Um, I think we're going to see so much of it go because especially web, maybe mobile apps will stick around a little bit more, but it's like if I can, let's say that the in a year's time, these coding tools are so good that I can create my own version of Salesforce, but instead of um, it being hard coded the way that Salesforce wants it, it's hard coded exactly the way that I want it. And then
Mm,
imagine that my business changes slightly. I just go in and prompt it and it changes to what I want. Why would I subscribe to Salesforce and pay thousands of dollars per month? Like I could just build this. And this is it. Like there's going to be a certain level of brand loyalty, but the young people that come through, they're going to look at this and they're going to go, why do you subscribe to stuff? This is going to be one of these generational changes. It's like, you subscribe to things? That's so stupid.
yeah.
And I think the kind of SaaS that will survive, this is an idea I've been really mulling over how I could monetize it because I think it is the future. It's like, it will be a SaaS that is has vibe coded inbuilt into it so that the SaaS can be whatever you want. It has some underlying structures.
Mm-hmm.
Like let's say a CRM system like Salesforce, it has the ability to create calendars, emails, automations, and so on. But the interface and how it works and how you interact with these core functionalities should be completely fluid. So let's call it Vibe CRM. You know, your version of Vibe CRM and my version of Vibe CRM might look completely different. You might have enabled one set of functions. I might have enabled a completely different set. But you know, that's what I think the future of SaaS is.
Hmm. So, like, Salesforce should be pretty scared, right?
I think they are. That's why they're trying so hard with their AI, and actually they're doing a decent job. There's a lot of platforms out there integrating AI, and the AI is just craps. Like, why not just use ChatGPT or Claude? I think Salesforce is half decent, um, and they're investing a lot into AI. So Salesforce, as it is now, I think is doomed. But Salesforce as a company, I think, is moving in the right direction to find the AI CRM solution. Go high level even more so. Like it is just into all AI. Like it's got all of these features. Like it's always been a collection of all of these different things thrown into a really affordable package. But I do believe that all of the time and investment it's doing into AI will mean that it will become an AI.
Yes, I can see that too. So wait, what is about websites then? Let's is because I was going to talk about this because I've wanted to do this even before AI came in and made websites really easy. I have the amount of times I've hopped on like probably my local baker's website or something
Yeah,
and been like, what
this
is
is crap.
this?
Yeah,
Like, what is this? And thinking I would happily do it for free. Like, I'd be like, here you go. I made you a really good one. And it just, I literally would have taken a few hours with my limited knowledge as well. And so I love what you said about like, because I think there's loads of opportunity here, but now you're talking about apps and maybe like, and that it's not necessarily that's what the future is going to be. And yeah, like websites. I don't know. Is
everyone
it
will
going to
still
be a
need a
thing?
website. Everyone will still need a website, I
Or
assume.
will they? Because like if you look at, I don't know if this is, I'm talking at my hole here, but like these wearable glasses now that kind of like put you in a virtual immersive world, right? So you're walking down the street and like you look up at the baker again. And instead of having to go to their website, for example, it gives you a whole lot of information right there and then, like in the glasses. It's not an actual website.
But if you think about how um, that's essentially, I guess that will be some sort of AI search, right? So the way that AI search works is it's pulling from different mediums. One of
Yeah.
those mediums is your website. So yeah, I mean, maybe you could live without a website if you have a good social presence and you're on Reddit and other platforms like that. Yeah, maybe. But I just think that websites will evolve to the immersive experiences. People will make them so that they are like really voice enabled. People will make them so that they will gather that information and it will like there's probably going to be an AI engine behind every single website that has your company's knowledge base. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So that brings, all right. So we've established that there is a future here in websites. And so I think maybe it's just because I'm biased now, but like I would really go down this road if I was to choose something to do because I think I'd love it. I think it's easy and potentially scalable. You can turn it into an AI agency, I guess, in this specialized area. But my question was, as a solopreneur, if
Hmm.
I wanted to do this, what importance would you add? So, it's one thing delivering a good looking functional website, but also there is like the back end side of it is like getting people to that, like the SEO and the traffic. Okay. What do you think as a solopreneur entering this space? How important is it that I'm also to understand how to get traffic to the site, not just how to build the site? Going to a company saying, going to a business saying, I can do this for you. I could just build the website, or I can build the website and I can get people to it.
Um, I don't think that you need to be a jack of all trades. I think if you can build good websites, that's all you need to do to sell it as a service. I think if you're a business owner and you want to build a website and get traffic, I actually think that the best way to go, if you're B2B, is LinkedIn. Outreach is cheap and easy. There's loads of automations, great platforms like Instantly. Um, you don't need to pushing traffic to a website is actually much harder than pushing traffic to a social media platform, or even to like a web funnel that has a lead magnet.
So aren't you going
So
against what you said 5 minutes ago that everyone needs a website?
everyone, I think everyone needs a website to show that they exist and that they're real. At least that's how I feel right now.
Okay.
It's a sign of legitimacy. Because eventually, if you're talking to somebody on social media, you're going to go check to see if they have a website, right? If they don't have a website for the domain that they're on, you're just going to think that they're either a scammer or too poor, in which case you don't want to do business with them. And as I mentioned, it's also part of, like just having your information online so that you are searchable. But if you're talking about the best way to generate traffic for your business, I don't think it's going via the website at all. I think it's going via social media.
Personal brand.
Yeah, personal brand. Yeah, for sure. Ads, email, maybe. Email's very, very scalable, but people give up. Like I've dealt with a lot. I used to work for a uh, kind of like an AI powered outreach company back before ChatGPT was a thing, and we used Google natural language to categorize emails and send automatic replies. So it's kind of AI. Um, and we were using Integromat, which became Make.com. So that was my first foray into no code as well.
Right.
And like people give up because it's like ads. Like you need to A/B test things. You need to get the horrible responses where people hate you. You need to do the marketing. You need to go, who's my target? I need to know my target because I need to build content that resonates with that target. And around the content, I need a lead magnet or something of high value that's going to build the rapport, give them something first. Um, yeah. So traffic is hard. Marketing is hard. ChatGPT will make you think it's easy because it'll give you a million strategies. But in the end, it doesn't matter how good your first idea is. It's about A/B testing, pushing forward, trying new things.
Hmm. Yeah. And from personal experience, building and having a CRM. I know you talk about the importance of it. I think it's absolutely right when you're wanting to grow a business in taking, doing it seriously. But getting the emails in the first place, wow, there's work in that too, right? So once you've got the emails, at least you've got some emails. But getting those emails in there, oh, so fun and
And
games.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. All right. I think that's a really good time to wrap this up. And today we talked about what rabbit holes not to fall down that influence is telling you in terms of how to make money with AI.
Yeah, bottom line is I think there's a million different ways people are saying to make money with AI. Most of them are bullshit. Most of them require past experience. But if you do want to go deeper, check out our Make Money with AI course, the prompt that we talked about, and definitely the beginner's playbook. That's all inside of our free community on School Make Money with AI.
Yeah, definitely. And like I say every time, don't just go in there and look at it, do something with it. That's where you're going to get the investment, your return on the investment.
100%. So see you next time.
See ya up in the AI.